What's going on, my friends? Dave Sharpe here, back in the saddle, baby. Okay, we got a former tax advisor turned freelance digital marketer, and we're going to bring him on. Congratulations to every single person who partook. Is that the proper way to say it? Partake. Okay, my computer's freezing. Let's see here. Okay, I'm back. All of you guys who participated, let's say that, when a ninth grade dropout starts to, try to use big words, it's like simmer down, son. So all of you who participated in the 5-day Instagram challenge, congratulations in any way, shape, or form if you participated. It's kind of interesting to see the kind of fall off. Everybody's excited on day one, and then day two, few less people, day three, few less people, day four. And that's just kind of the nature of the beast. The question is, sometimes these 5-day, 7-day, 15-day challenges are ways for you to take your temperature about how much follow through you have to be able to show up every day in your business, right? So it's a little bit of a different perspective, but congratulations to all of you who participated in any way, shape, or form, because even to raise your hand and say, yes, I want to do it is a step in the direction of I'm getting ready to get ready. And there is a step before actual action, which is contemplation. And I joke about it. I say getting ready to get ready, but that's a real stage. It's contemplation. I'm contemplating doing something. I'm contemplating starting my business. I'm contemplating whatever it is. So let's hear James's story of contemplation. My brother, welcome to the show.
Hey, good to be here, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, you're looking like you've got a bit of a professional setup. I see the degree back there and everything. You've got your picture on the back. I've got this kind of this it's a bit of a throw together light. You actually look like you got your stuff together over there, man. You're ready to rock and roll.
I'm trying, man. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm here for you guys.
I'm just trying to say you looking good, bro.
I appreciate you.
What is the hat there? Tell us where you're at and what does the hat represent? Are you a fan or did you go to college there? Okay, Arkansas. Razorbacks.
I'm out here in Arkansas right now.
Okay. Is that where you went to school?
I did not. I actually went to University of Virginia.
Okay.
Okay. So but it's all good.
Did you go to school for accounting? Is that what your degree is in?
So my master's is a business and with a finance background, accounting, finance.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about your journey, James. I mean, how in the hell did you get started with online marketing? How did you find us?
All right, so I'm trying to make this quick. It's a long story, but I'm quick. So military veteran.
Hey, thanks for your service, brother.
I appreciate you. So, bing bang, ping ponged all across the country, moving all across the country. We have 4 kids. The wife was staying at home, holding it down, making sure the kids are taken care of so I can do what I had to do. And throughout the journey, I mean, I love the mission, love the military, love everything I'm doing. But we always knew that I had an entrepreneurship mind. I needed something to do with that part of it. And plus, I mean, the military is great, but at the same time, we have kids we got to send to college. We have cars to buy. We have all, right? You gotta do a little extra sometimes. Definitely did. I did real estate, a lot of real estate investing up front a few years ago. Went through that, getting the master's degree, doing the finance and accounting, got into the taxes, a part of it, business planning taxes for business owners. And honestly, man, it was recently, I say in the past year, it's actually this tax season where I was doing a tax return. And I was like, I don't want to keep doing this. I was like, I do not. I sat back and I was like, can I do tax returns for the next 20 years? And the answer was no. I didn't want to. I was spending so much away from them. I mean, I'm working, 60, 70, 80 hours a week because, I have my first commitment. Then I just have another job, where I'm holed up in the office doing tax returns and tax planning and everything. And I was like, man, I have to do something. There's got to be a better way to where I can live my dreams, do things I need to, spend time with the family, spend time with the wife, right? Because you got to do that, right? Because if you don't do that,
oh yeah, baby,
you can wake up wondering, where'd she go?
oh man, I know, brother, I know, man. You got to hold the fort down.
Hold it down, man. So yeah, I actually can't shout out to Brian Brewer. Came across him and started diving into his content and everything, and yeah, went through his stuff, and I was like, okay, this sounds like something I'm interested in. Because when I was doing my tax stuff, it was all virtual. So I was the marketer, fulfillment, the customer service, the bill pay. I was everything. I was doing it all. I mean, I had a virtual assistant, but at the end of the day, I was doing 90% of the work.
Right.
So I love the marketing side. I love the marketing. Right? So I was like, well, what can I do? And it's, when I was checking out Brian Brewer, he, kind of broke it down, all the time you're spending. And I was like, you know what, man, that makes too much sense. And to do the marketing part, not have to worry about somebody trying to get a $200 tax return for a business tax return, like $1,500 worth of work.
Right.
Anyway, so I was like, man, gotta do something better. Dove into it, just jumped in feet first, and I'm gonna be honest, man. I've had some really quick wins. I've been blessed off the bat, and it's been going well.
Good, man. Good. Well, congrats to you. When I hear somebody's story like that, I always think of kind of angles and frames and how would that sound in a video, or how would that sound? And, one thing I think would be a really cool hook, is for you to talk a bit about some of the feelings that maybe you had. I don't know if you ever did any entrepreneurs' tax returns, but actually looking at some of the numbers on people's tax returns going, I'm tired of looking at these numbers on other people's tax returns. You know what I mean? And one day I'm sitting there and I'm doing a tax return, and it's a number that just blows me away. It's a 6-figure, it's a 7-figure number. And I'm going, this is the last tax return I'm ever going to look at that's 6 figures. That's not my tax return. I'm just thinking about, there's that point at every story. It's what happened, what it was like, what happened, and what it's like now. And you have that. I mean, you have that. You illustrated it and painted that picture pretty clear, which is, you basically were doing a tax return and said, I'm never. You don't need to change the story, right? Because the story is the story. But that moment of just, I had enough. I was doing a tax return and I just dropped it all, right? And just really hitting on that moment in your content, I think, is something that so many people can relate to, or your marketing, your future sales videos, whatever you do, because I think for most people who are in situations that they don't want to be in, that actually happens regularly, right? You actually have those moments sort of almost daily. But there's one moment, right, where it happens for you, and when somebody's listening to that moment, can be in that instant, right? When they sort of realize the gravity of, I'm sitting there and I'm watching, and then that becomes their story. I'm sitting there and I was watching this guy's video and he just made too much sense. And I just realized, never again am I going to be building somebody else's dreams while not building my own, right? So I want to point out, both for you, James, but also for everybody listening, like that, when you tell your story, it's the most powerful part of your marketing, and really using that framework of what it was like, what happened, that moment, and what it was like was sort of, it's almost like a downhill to where you just get to the bottom, right? You don't, everybody's looking for that to kind of wrap their story around this big high note. But really it's the low note that connects and hooks your listener, because that's where most people are at, where they can relate to, is that pain of, I just had enough. What it was like was I was working listen to this, James. I read an article this morning. Nearly 1/3 of U.S. workers under 40 considered changing careers during the pandemic. There's been a lot of people over the last year and a half, who have been in that moment to where they're like, look, I can't do this anymore. I can't, the pandemic hits and it's like, I can't rely on some brick and mortar business or some other boss to make sure that me and my family eat. So there's so many of that moment at the bottom to where it's like, I just realized I couldn't do another tax return, is such an important moment for you guys to carve out and make that crystal clear for your listener to hear and to see, because that's the where you hit rock bottom. That's where everybody can relate to that pain and that frustration and that depression and that anger, whatever feelings come up, that mostly it's just sadness. It's like, I can't do this anymore. And here's what I did moving forward. And so I don't know what comes up for you as I talk about this, because you said I want to get through that. And I'm glad you were able to tell that in a condensed version, but that journey that you have is the most important part of your business moving forward, your marketing message. You know that, right, James?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So that's like you said. I mean, it's definitely been a journey over the past 10 years to get to this point. It's finally, like I said, I was at a point where I was like, what are you gonna? Something has to give, right? Because you're spending all this time doing something, trying to, chase a dream, live a dream, but at the same time, you can't let other things crumble. So it's like,
right,
what could I find that I can still keep the family intact, still keep, other engagements that I have with my responsibilities, and still be an entrepreneur, still be able to, make the kind of money that I like to make, still live that dream that we've been searching for, and then get the family involved, because I have teenage kids, one in college now, one getting ready to go to college, to where I can now teach them the same skills, and now they're not out there struggling and looking for a handout, because now they have the skills that can propel them forward. It doesn't matter what industry they go into. If you have the marketing skills, the communication, things like that, that translates across all boundaries.
Yeah.
So,
and you said you had aha moment from Brian Brewer. You had probably aha moment going through the 15-day challenge. You have aha moments now, I would assume, on a regular basis, listening to conversations from fellow marketers and entrepreneurs. And unfortunately, the communication and marketing skills that are really needed to flourish in this day and age on the internet are not taught in college. How do I know that? Well, I'm not there, right? However, I know people who are graduating from college with communication degrees. I had somebody who I know communication with a majoring in social media, and they wouldn't know how to market or generate a lead if you held a gun to their head, you know what I mean? And said, you got 24 hours to generate 5 leads on the internet and get 10 people on a live, or sell something, for God's sakes. They wouldn't know where to start.
Agreed.
And so it's unfortunate, but there's going to be a time at which these roles are reversed, where the more traditional way of schooling people look to with more skepticism, and the sort of one-to-one, right? Each one teach one, sort of online, the unregulated, or the, marketer influencer to influencer is looked at more as the sort of legitimate way to actually learn the skills that you need to. So what is your perspective, being a college graduate with a master's degree? Speak to some of the people who are a little bit skeptical of kind of learning in this non-traditional way. And it feels, they're skeptical of it. Like, is this a scam? Like, I don't know. Like, it doesn't feel traditional.
Mm-hmm. Well, one, I don't want to discredit, colleges or institutions, because depending on what you want to do, they're doctor, lawyer, you have to go to school, right?
Right.
So depending on what you want to do, what you want to be, there's different routes. Now, as far as the education, I'll speak to legendary marketer, for example. Is it a scam? Is it absolutely not. If you think about who you want to learn from, do you want to learn from a professional who has proven that they can do it and can show you the exact steps to do it in real life? That's different than from learning theory, right? If you want to get somewhere fast, learn from somebody who's done it. Everybody's heard this. I don't want to be cliche, right? But success leaves clues, right? Success leaves crumbs. Follow the crumbs. Do what has already been proven to work, and success will come faster. So it's not a traditional brick and mortar school, but like you said, certain colleges, certain classes won't teach you those hardcore, here's how you go get a lead. Here's how you go out into the industry, go get a lead right now. All right. But if that's something that you're trying to learn, it's super beneficial to learn from somebody who can go out into the market and go get a lead right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and you're right. There's a lot of pride and there's a lot of camaraderie that comes with college, and there's in school, in sports, and so forth. And I also don't want somebody who's just learned from, Joe Schmo on the internet doing heart surgery on me. I mean, that's for sure, right? So there's a certain percentage of people who need, supervised education, who need to be regulated, who need to be, meet certain standards. But I think that sort of, here's your next step from high school is just to go to college for everybody is a broken cookie cutter system. And one of the reasons why we like to try to introduce people to lots of different niches at Legendary at the beginning, when somebody enrolls in our business blueprints, we sort of bring them on and say, hey, you can go into this niche, you can go into that niche, you can go into this niche, and here's some campaigns. Let's go out and test it a little bit. Is because we want people to do those internships before they commit versus go to school or educate or commit for multiple years with multiple thousands of dollars or tens of thousands, and then do the internship after you've done the 4 years of theory and go, I hate going to this place every day and doing this thing with these people, right? And I think that's that lonely, miserable, depressing place that a lot of people find themselves in, and they say, I need to make a career change. And I don't know if that was what this 1/3 of people under 40 over the pandemic. I think things like the pandemic only exacerbate that, right? Because you're like, there's no way that I'm going to do this thing that I don't really like doing, and I'm putting myself at risk going in, having to wear a mask all day long in this place when these other guys are sitting at home in their underwear, making tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on the internet. I'm sitting here watching them on TikTok or Instagram on my lunch break. Screw this. I'm out of here. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
So
it's
go ahead.
Traditional school it's not for everyone. Depending on what you want to do, what you want to be, he said there's not one single path to success. So 100% what you're saying, there's different paths to success, and I believe, hey, if you choose the quickest path.
Yeah.
Choose the quickest path.
I think that we're guilted a little bit for wanting to take shortcuts. You know what I mean? Like it's like, you know, there's this messaging. I think that you got to put in the time and you got to earn your way. You got to pay your dues. And that's sort of the seniority, like at a law firm. Like you mentioned, like there's a seniority thing to get into partner and senior this and all that at most law firms. And the difference between those traditional sort of pay your due paths and the internet is you can come on the internet with digital marketing and affiliate marketing, and you can skyrocket in your first year and bypass people who have been doing or trying for years. Now you've had some recent success, some quick wins as you called them. What has that been like for you to have those quick wins, and how is that sort of, I guess for lack of better terms, wet your whistle or got you excited about this?
Well, I'll tell you this. So again, so you've asked, are folks skeptical about this? Is it a scam? Is it this? Is it that? I will tell you this. It will change the way you think. When you get that email that says you earn a new commission, you open it and it says $1,000. Especially you're like, hold on. I was on social media, made some videos, educated some folks, and I got an email that said I made $1,000. That will change the way you see this. And the whole scam thing will go out the window. So you talk about wetting your whistle, that will wet your whistle. And honestly, now I'm trying not to get and stay, caught up in just making money, right? This is going to be a long-term sustainable business. This is just a thing I do. My wife gets me about this. I don't look at the commission. When I see the emails come in, I don't look at them. I give it a couple of days before I look at them, because I look at it as validation to say, okay, the process is working. You're putting the time in, keep going. The process is working. It's working. It's working. And then I'll look at it later and be like, oh, it is working. Right? But I don't want to get caught up in just the money thing. I want to get caught up in, is the process working? Am I creating my systems? Am I doing the right things? Am I getting results? Because that, if I can keep doing that, the money, that part will come, right? Yeah. So my wife, she'll be like, because I show her, I'm like, oh, look at that. But I don't look at it. She's like, just open it. Nope, not going to open it. Validation. Keep moving. We just keep moving. And that's how I do it. That's how I tell myself, just keep moving.
That's a great example of like a weird little thing that you do. You know what I mean? Like we all have these weird little things, that we all do. And it's cool that you're like finding little things that you're making kind of your own. Like you talk about systems, right? That would be an example of a system. To me, a system is something that I do over and over again, and I don't have to think about it, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of things that I do, like this show, for example, a lot of you guys show up to this show every day and don't realize this is a marketing system, right? Because every single day in the back end, we have one person who reaches out. Her name's Roxy. You probably talked to her. Reaches out, connects, organizes these shows with our guest. Matt's kind of the executive producer, setting things up, making sure things are where they're supposed to be. He hosts a show on Wednesday. I just show up and usually, pull in around, 60 seconds until we go live. I don't have to think about it. It's just here. I've done it so many times that I already know I can, in the intro song, I can read over the your bit of information that you left us. I can look at the headline, get an idea of what we're going to talk about. And I've done it enough times that I don't have to think about it. So, that's an example of a system that we've created here that you guys actually interact with every single day. and it's not something I have to reinvent the wheel. It's not something I have to think about. It doesn't take any energy away from me. It actually leaves me fired up for the day because I get to talk to people in our community. What sort of, you just gave us example of a kind of a weird mental system that you have, of which is really valuable. What other things are you doing that are working, that you're finding you can systematize, or that have generated results for you in a sort of a systematized fashion?
For example, I mean, just like you're doing right now, this interview, right? It's content. It's content marketing. So my content, what I'm focusing on is TikTok. So my system, I know I need to create 4 to 6 videos a day. I need to be posting 4 to 6 videos a day. So that's part of the system. Just get it done. Get the videos done. Post them throughout the day. Look at your analytics. Try to see what's working, what's not working. Okay. Then, look in your back end. I'm trying to get up to, a certain amount of leads per day, because, if you look at your analytics, a certain amount of leads, you're going to provide a certain amount of folks opting in. From those folks opting in, how many are going to buy the blueprint? So really just trying to systemize, hey, this is your content, produce the content, post the content, look at the back end, and just keep moving. Just keep moving. Just do that every day, every day, every day. And I'm starting to add on more. I was in the Reels challenge, and started working on Reels. So now I have a TikTok, and now I'm having Instagram. So now I'm going to do the same thing for Instagram. Just keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. And then the wife's going to join in here, hopefully sooner than later. And, she'll be helping out with other social channels. We just do the same thing. Provide content, and just keep that system going. I know, so then you can look at it. I know if I do this much, it should produce this result. And then, okay, add a different channel. Is that gonna do the same result? Is it bigger? Is it smaller? Is it a waste of time? Who knows?
Yeah.
Right? Keep the system moving, and then you analyze it afterwards.
Yeah. You just dropped a major nugget. I'm not sure if people really caught that or not, but that attitude of open another channel. Is it going to work? Who knows? That perspective, that approach to marketing just in general, doesn't matter what you do, is the winner's approach. It's and I say the winner's very on purpose. I don't mean that personally somebody's a winner or a loser. I'm just saying the people that win have that approach. The people that lose have the approach that if something doesn't work, I'm a failure. I can't succeed. There's no use of doing this. Something's wrong. I'm doing something wrong. I'm struggling, right? And then we start to, kind of pin a bunch of labels on ourselves. This is a really key thing. I want to just talk about your perspective about marketing is a test. Everything that you do is a test. Is that can you just say more about your perspective of kind of trying things and being willing to try new things and testing things, but not sort of attaching yourself to the outcome so much that if it doesn't work out, it devastates you?
Yes, just like you said, it is a test. So for example, let's throw one out there. Everybody's heard over and over again, right? For TikTok. Go look at who's doing the, this TikTok that went viral, and then reproduce the same thing. Then you're like, hold on, how did this person get 1 million views and I did the same thing and I got 50 views? You can't copy everything. Like I said, everything's just not gonna automatically work. You have to test it. I'm gonna try it. Did it work? Nah, dang, I don't know what it did, but okay, try it again. Boom, it blows up. Okay, and you just have to keep just do it, pick the market, pick the system you're gonna do, just bang on it, bang on it, bang on it. See if it works. Does it work? Does it work? Does it work? Boom, it could blow up. Double down. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Once you get really good at that system, hey, let's add another system. And then same thing, bang on it and just keep going. If it works, it's awesome. If it doesn't, then you say, okay, is there something else I can do? If that's not the right channel, then let's go to a different channel and bang on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And that one works. But like you said, it's not, you can't get down on yourself. It's just, you know what? It just might not work. Here's another thing. Everybody has a niche, right? So what is your avatar? Who is your avatar? Where are they? They might not be on the channel that you're working on right now. You might need to go to where your avatar is. So your person might not be on TikTok. They might not be on Instagram. They might be on LinkedIn. They might be on Pinterest. You know, so it's not that it's you're doing the wrong thing. Maybe the person you're looking for, it just isn't on that channel. So you need to go test it and go find them. Go to where your customer is.
Yeah.
And then bang on that channel. So yeah, it's not that you're a loser, just maybe the person's not there. Go find them.
Yeah.
They're there. Just go.
Yeah, or tweak your message until it connects. I mean, I've had so many campaigns that I just had to tweak. I had to keep tweaking the message. You know, I had, you know, here's a big lesson. And I just want to say this because I'm saying this. This is probably one of the, if I was going to say top 3 marketing lessons that I forget, but are the most valuable things I've learned in over a decade of doing this is this: sell people what they want. Don't try to sell them what they need.
Agreed.
Sell them what they want. So here's a great example. I was reminded of this the other day. I was driving on a highway and there was just, you know how sometimes on highways when you've got the rest stop coming up or an exit coming up and they just got the, you know, Hardee's up on the right, McDonald's up on the right, Burger King up on the right. They've got the big billboards that are telling you that this fast food restaurant is coming up if you get off on this exit. And they were just lined up, Jay. It was like I thought to myself, all these years on planet Earth, all this data, all this information that we have, that we know about, you know, food with sodium and fat and high calories and all this kind of stuff, and it'll give us a heart attack. It'll put, you know, extra padding on us, all this kind of stuff, and we still as a society want that food. If you put okay, me too, bro. Me too. Because I'm trying to tell you right now, this dad bod's on fleek. Okay, It's on overdrive. It's on overdrive. Okay. I asked my wife that. I said, how am I looking, baby? She said, I do a double take at you. I said, that's all I needed to know on this dad bod right here. You know what I mean?
There you go. Get it.
So yeah. So yeah, man, you put a salad and you put a big juicy burger down in front of 100 people, and you know, 99 of them are going to eat that burger, man. And it's just, you know, there's been so much messaging. I mean, now they even, you know, start when we're young, so much messaging about eating healthy, and what businesses are flourishing. You can't hardly name 2 or 3 healthy restaurant chains, right? Like that are totally built on health, right? But you can name dozens, if not more, you know, dozens and dozens and dozens of restaurant chains that are just fast food.
Yeah,
what does that tell you? It tells you that businesses who sell people, now in some respects, that's selling people things that are not good for them, right? Yeah. But if that's what they want to buy. So how does that apply to the make money online, for example, if you're in the make money online niche? Well, you have to speak in a language to people that of things that they want. What do people want? Well, this is not a get rich quick, but people want to get rich quick. Because if I ask people, okay, would you rather get rich quick, like really, like over the next month, or would you rather get rich over the next 10 years? What's 100% of people going to say?
Give me that month.
Give me that month, big dog. Let me do that time, right? So no, I don't want to be a slimy, deceptive marketer that says, well, you could do this in a month when most people can't. But I need to present potential outcomes, and I need to paint a picture that shows the potential of something if they put in the work, that it could happen a lot faster than what they're doing right now.
Yep.
Versus, a message of, well, pounding every day. You got to work hard. You got to work hard at this, right? You do have to work hard, but that's not particularly the bait that's going to hook people on the front end. We educate them about the mindset and the work ethic and the systems that they need once they become clients, right? We say, okay, all of this is possible, right? And here's what it's going to take. Here's what it's going to take. Let's begin to train your mindset, right? And then we kind of do that. You give them what they want on the front end. You teach them what they need to know, sort of in conjunction with everything on the back end. That's just part of, if you go and you read some of the old copywriting, I'll give you guys a little gem right now. There's a site called swiped.co. Okay. Swiped.co. And if you go to that site, I'll actually share it with you here real quick. If you go to that site, you actually can pull up a lot of old, you can pull up a lot of old sales letters. You can search in different niches and so forth. So, for example, you've got beauty, business opportunity. You've got all kinds of different. You've got health and wellness and gambling and golf, right? If we were to pull up just some of these golf pieces, you'll see, and these are real hardcore, copywriting genius right here. I mean, these are long form sales letters that in many respects were sent out back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, before the internet, to where they would get mailed out to somebody. They had to read them, get sold, and then send a check back, to wherever the place was, to actually get the information, book or pamphlet or VHS course or whatever. But if you read some of these, how one simple magic move, which you can easily feed into your current swing in just 9 minutes, even if you stink at the game right now, instantly uncorks so much hidden raw power, balance, and accuracy that you can go out tomorrow and launch a pinpoint 230-yard tee shot with a 3-wood from your knees. Best part, doesn't matter if you're totally out of shape or can barely bend over to pick up your ball without creaking anymore. You simply use these easy secrets to instantly unlock the scary turbocharged potential in your swing. Add 50 to 70 yards to your very next tee shot, no matter how bad you've been playing lately, guaranteed. Now tell me something. If you wanted to improve your golf swing, you were a golfer like my father-in-law who goes out a couple of times a week or as much as he can, or like my chiropractor who goes out every weekend, and you wanted to improve your tee shot, right? Would that headline hook you versus a headline that says, over the next 6 months, if you read 5 books, on doing golf per month, and then you go out and you practice for a minimum of an hour a week, you can potentially improve your tee shot 50 to 70 yards. Which do you think is going to hook the person to read and then potentially buy your product, your book, your information course, James? A or the latter, B?
I would say this one right here.
Absolutely.
Could do it. Already sold.
Right, it's already sold, right? Because this copywriter, this marketer really understands selling somebody what they want, not the hard work, of course, that to be good at golf, there is going to be ongoing work. There's going to be ongoing practice. But if this particular book or whatever they're selling here, probably is some sort of a book or something, or some sort of a video course. You got some free videos. But anyways, if I can, read this one simple magic move, that you can do in 9 minutes, even if you stink, instantly, right? Underline instantly, that you can go out tomorrow, instant gratification, easy, do it from your knees. What? Best part, doesn't matter if you're totally out of shape. Well, I mean, come on. The majority of people are a bit out of shape. You know, I'm out of shape right now. You know, most golfers got beer bellies, okay? You can barely bend over to pick up your ball. My point here is that we have to sell people what they want, not what they, not particularly what they need, right? Most people, in order to get these results, need to lose, 50 to 70 pounds. They need to, do some weightlifting. They need to go and do some calisthenics. They need to go out and go to the driving range. That's what most people will tell you. If we go back here to some of the weight loss, some of the health or weight loss pieces here, you're going to see the same thing, right? You're going to see the instant, if you look at the Matt Fury example, this guy's name's Matt Fury. He's sort of a famous, weight loss and bodybuilding guy. The story of a 76-year-old man who got me into the best shape of my life, how I simultaneously doubled my strength, endurance, and flexibility in record time without lifting weights or long distance running. And that's the other kind of big piece, James, is that we got to sell them what they want without the things that they don't like doing. And in this case, that's a great example. Without lifting weights or long distance running. And that would probably be two things that people hate most about working out is lifting weights and especially running. But anyways, as I'm going through this sort of, this idea of developing our messaging and selling people what they want, not what they need, what is coming up for you right now in as you look at your content and say what's worked and maybe what hasn't worked so much? Give us a bit of, that's some theory, how has maybe this, what I'm talking about, shown up in actual practical application in your marketing over the last couple of months?
Well, one of the easy ones is, like you said, what people want, right? Money. I'm over here breaking stuff. So you'll see a lot of the content that does well is, I made $50,000 in 1 month, right? Because people are going to that. Again, lots of that does well too is, like you said, so make X amount of money without spending hours on the phone, without spending tons of money marketing, without going to college and getting an additional degree, without missing your kid's birthday.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff, I've seen definitely works because it's psychologically, like you said, people want the result without the work.
I mean, basically, if we're honest, and I used to be kind of one of those fist pounding motivation. This was more in my late, my 20s and then my early 30s. I was Mr. Positivity. I had a lot more energy, and I was, I love to work hard. I worked 24, 25 hours a day. I was always working. I had more energy than I knew what to do with. And I'm 37 now, bro. And I'll be honest with you, my ass gets tired, and I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to feel when I'm, 50, 60, right? Because I can imagine myself still doing this, right? I mean, I'm going to be that guy who's in back when I started in 2010, right? When the internet was, 50 gigahertz, right? And now it's 5,000 terabytes fast, right? And we're all, we've got Google glasses and we're marketing, our computers are reading our minds, right? But, I don't like to work as hard as I used to work. That's just the truth, right? I mean, I don't I have good work ethic, but the truth is, if I'm honest, I want to get rich without working. That's just the truth. Now, I have to work hard. I gotta have good work ethic, but if I'm honest, so how do I frame exactly as you said the result that they want to get without the pain that they don't want to have, without being deceptive. And you mentioned the kind of flashing the money, without making big income claims, right? Because for the bigger you get, the more attention you have, that can cause regulatory, any health or income claims can be a problem.
Yes.
But the reason why they're a problem for regulators is because they work so well to entice people. They work so well, right? It's almost like you could not even learn copywriting. You just flash your income testimonials and just say, go get started. And most people, that would work for most people. And that's why most people do it. That's another great example of marketing the easiest way. Let me just take a screenshot of my back office and say, well, here's exactly how, right? But we have to balance compliance with still aggressive marketing. That's been my challenge over the past, 5 or 6 years as I've matured in my business sense. But you get it, man. You get it. And I think that this is a big piece it's a big missing piece is we go in and we want to save the world when we get started. We want to share all the wonderful wisdom, no pun intended. You're the wise affiliate. We want to share all this wonderful wisdom. We want to give people the whole enchilada up front, tell them everything. But oftentimes that can be more harmful to our marketing than just giving them sort of what they want up front, right? Giving them what they want up front, keeping it simple, giving them what they want, and then slowly over a period of days, weeks, or months, you begin to really, truly educate them. And the ones that want to do the work and want to stick around will, and the ones that won't, it's kind of like going to the gym. Does the gym on the commercials, do they advertise, well, if you really want to get shredded like this guy in the commercial, you're going to have to work your ass off for the next 5 years and basically not eat any cheat meals? Hell no. They say, come to our gym. We serve free pizza on Fridays and all this and that and $10 a month, right? Huh?
Yeah, $10 a month.
$10 a month, bro. Is all you got to do is actually pay and basically just watch this commercial. Just come sign up, and you could probably, the messages, you can expect to get a 6-pack of abs like the guy in this commercial. We all know the work that you got to put in, but it's give people what they want on the front end, give them a chance to get started. And then the ones who want to continue down that path will, and the ones that don't, that it's too overwhelming, it's too much, or they get sidetracked or whatever, they'll drop off, right? But if we want to generate leads, if we want to get sales, we have to understand how to simplify our message and make it attractive enough on the front end that it doesn't scare too many people off or overwhelm people with, too many questions, right? Because sometimes we we make it more confusing after they listen to us than they were before they started listening to us. What's coming up for you right now, brother, as we begin to bring this thing in? I know I've talked a lot today. It's probably because I've been off the show for a week and I'm just coming and I'm just, I'm all over the place this morning, but leave us with some wisdom from the Wise Affiliate based off what we've been talking about, or anything else that would be valuable to our audience based on your experience.
No, you're good. I'm glad you were talking, man. I took some notes. But no, I just want to say, one, shout out to Legendary too, because like you were saying, you got to find the hook. You got to find the things that get people in there. You don't want to say, oh yeah, you can do this too. Hey, you really do got to bust your ass for it, but you can do it too. There's no slimy messaging. There's no claims of making billions of dollars. It's awesome. But this, something I'd like to leave folks with is, hey, it is real. It is real, right? And things are going to be, you're going to get out of it what you do put into it. It's not, I love to say it's that magic pill, it's that one thing, but it's not. You still do have to work. You have to put the work into it. If you want the result, say anything, you do have to put the work into it. But like we were talking earlier about systems, if you get a system in place and just keep working, and don't give up on it, let's keep it real. You're going to see folks on here who have had super great success over the last few months, and they're not the norm. All right, so you can't compare yourself to that person. I'm not going to put any names out there, but you've seen them and they are killing it. All right. But you can't compare yourself to that person all the time. You just have to play the long game. If you're really in this, as a business, you're trying to do this for the long run, just keep going. Just keep going, because you're going to build momentum up. And, those leads that are trickling in will soon become buyers and will soon become, and it'll start snowballing. So just don't give up. If you don't see results right away, it might not be something you're doing wrong. It might just be people watching you. They're sitting back and they're watching and they want to see what you're doing. They want to see more of your content. Is this person real? Because if you throw something out there and you drop off in a month, then that person was right to not go with you, because you couldn't even hang in there yourself. So some folks are just sitting back watching, seeing what you're going to do. And they keep hearing the same consistent message from you. They keep seeing that you're doing the right thing. Keep showing that you are setting the right example. Things will start moving. But just don't stop. Just keep going. Just keep going. That's my thing. I always say, just keep going. Just don't stop. Just keep going. It sucks, right? Because sometimes you don't want to do it, right?
But what else are you going to do, right? You're always going to be doing something, exactly. Right?
Keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Boy, you laid a gold boulder on some shoulders with that one, that if you quit, maybe your audience who is just laying back to see if they wanted to do business with you were right. Maybe they were right not to do business with you in the first place. I think that's a perspective that I think a lot of us can take with us today and say, am I right, or did I prove my skeptical haters right? Right? Or did I prove those people who are sitting back judging, because everybody judging me? Did I prove them right, that they shouldn't have bought from me or done business with me? I think that's a phenomenal perspective that I think can shift, how we all see what we're doing, to, why aren't they, why aren't people buying from me, to, hey, let me earn their trust. We're not owed anything, 100%. Right? We're not owed anything. But if we quit I just love the way you put that, brother. Listen, it's been fantastic chatting. I know I did more talking this morning than you did. I'm sorry about that. I hope that what I said was valuable to you and everybody else, and I know what you said was valuable to me, and I know the nuggets that you dropped here. If people really take them and maybe re-listen to this, because you dropped a few boulders along the way. You mentioned success leaves clues and crumbs. I think people can start their week off right and really kind of make some moves to end this month. So thank you for your time, and come back and keep us posted on your journey. Maybe you have the wife with you or something next time. And either way, it's been a pleasure, and keep up the good work.
Hey, appreciate it, man. We're coming back in 6 months.
All right, bro. See you, man. Take care, brother. All right. Be safe.
Thank you. Take care. You have a good one.
All right, buddy. All right. Go follow this man, the Wise Affiliate, on TikTok. Lift him up. Support him. Like his stuff. Comment. I'm just going to keep saying this. How do you support people in this community? You like their stuff. Comment on their stuff. Lift them up. Support them. Ask how you can add value, not just how they can add value to you, right? Because you get back what you put out. So guys, it's good to be here. It's good to be back. Congratulations once again to everybody who participated in the challenge. Don't let the challenge, the IG 5-day challenge we did last week, be the end. Let it be the beginning. Okay. I know that's obvious, but let it be the beginning. Okay. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow for another episode. Be legendary. Get out of here. And we'll talk to you.